What was an HR tech doing, say, about 15 years ago? HR was very absolutely in the infant stage. Some companies were actually deploying HR technology to solve employee issues and administrating better employee benefits, trying to address their queries, onboarding, all these things talks about. But majority of companies were still in the manual mode. Now shift in the last 10 years, a lot of focus has gone into HR technology, talking about success factor for onboarding or training or recruitment. Everything is going to or talking about any of the SAP ESSS software again, managing all the workforce and employee self-service, talking about administrating of the benefits. Last 2 years, what has happened? Is that human touch, which was almost there, but now the human touch has gone out. Actually, you are touching the employee from remotely. Now, there's a new level of requirement of HR technology is required. Why? Because today, the major problem what industry is facing is attrition. Employees disengagement, talking about moonlighting issues, talking about not connecting business, advocacy is missing, loyalty is missing. Now, how do you address such things? I cannot be doing a micromanagement and calling the employee, hey, are you feeling well? So there are different methodologies where now employers are using HR technology to address issues. For example, a moment when I open my laptop, and I'm sure you must have seen a lot of now bots are used. Moment they read your face, they understand what is the mood swing I have got today. Am I very stressed yesterday? I'm a very positive frame of mind, or what is happening to today? 2, how much screen time I'm giving. That is also an important time because a lot of employees are getting stressed with the screen time. So that is 3. Over and above whatever you do, human touch is definitely required. In terms of addressing the questions, small questions will make a huge impact. I have got issues with my leave, my salary slip has not come, or there is extra deduction in my salary slip. My training has been not done. How do you do that? How do you ensure that training is done? How do you make sure that attendance is recorded? How to make sure that everything is done? There's again a new level of technology required. So this is what is happening today and as we speak. Now, what is future? Future of HR technology is going to be greater dependency on HR technology for future. Because why? We are going to use AI for hiring. We are going to use AI for retention of employee. We are going to use AI to understand the engagement level of an employee. Okay, that's going to be the HR technology. We are going to use the AI for, not AI would say, the complete data. That's very important data to understand and analyze what is that really, where are we losing, where are we gaining, what sort of competencies are required to address a entire skill gap in the organization, how we are going to address small issues within the organization. Those data will play. Attraction, retention, and future development of employee. Upskilling, cross-skilling, and talking about movement of people within the different department. Also, technology is required. Now, third thing which is going to be there in terms of HR technology is all about how are we, positioning ourselves. What we call is employee value proposition. Can I have a seamless onboarding? Every employee feels wow. You open an iPhone. You don't have to use through the manual to how to set up it. It's pretty data driven. It's a focus. So a lot of UI focus will be going the entire technology. See, there was a technology. It's a plain. It's nothing, no UI. Now, because I'm not there, the human HR department is not necessarily next to an employee, and I have to do it. It means a lot of visual effect in the entire technology is required to make sure the employee find it ease at use. So these are the things which are going to be happen. And definitely we see a lot of technologies required again for the learning is going to be the next challenge in the future. Now, how do we enhance the learning for employees? And again, technology is required for that. I'll give you some little background of EV. If you see, the first company to start EV was erstwhile Vidya Mobility. What was the E2O, the vehicle, small vehicle, Mahindra, and Mahindra acquired that company. Still was a nascent stage. 2017-18, when the started upswing started happening. 2020, the big push started with coming like famed revelation of what is the subsidy from the Indian government to push for EV. Why? Because we have all signed the Paris Declaration to have the carbon net neutral, carbon net zero, what we talked about, right? By 2030, India wants to be, because if you have a high level of emission of carbon, it means there's a lot of tax or a lot of penalties we are going to come from the developed countries. So we have to overcome that. Now, all these things is saying, where are the people? There were two type of people in the industry. One who were the IC engine experts, someone who's worked on the IC engine, okay, and started learning a little bit of their own on the EV side. There was second set of people who were already working EV in the developed countries. Talk about Sweden, Norway, Scandinavian countries, or talk about US or European countries. They migrated to India. They took an opportunity that, look, let me go to India, because we are going to be a niche player. Let's go to India. And there were people, international players who came to India to develop this thing. So now what has happened is, now still there's a demand and gap issues in terms of EV. So how do you address this skill gap, which is for the company, current and future? The only way is that skill people. You have to hire people, which is I thought of as a build model. Hire people, young, good attitude, someone who's got a good learning capability, train them, enable them to the newer technologies, use what we call a digital enablement, digitally train the employees, making sure the employees are trained in the latest technology. Then only they'll bring the better things for the company. So this is what my company is also doing, and what most other companies are doing. And third thing which is happening is coaching is going to be the major challenge, I would say. A lot of companies started coaching because they don't believe in build, just believe in the acquire. And for acquire, what is plays is a dollar-rupee conversion ratio, how much money I have got. Talk about example like Ola. They have acquired best of the talent in the industry because they have just paid 100%, 200% hike to the employees. Now, there's going to be a big problem for the employer like us. If I don't pay the good salary, I don't attract good people. When I don't attract good people, I'm not able to deliver good product. If I hire people with that salaries, I'm going to really disturb the entire apple cart in the current organization. A lot of attrition will happen in my own organization. And again, there'll be nothing which I'm going to balance. The only mantra is hire people, train people, and deploy people. That's something which I talk about. So as a job seeker, if I see myself a job seeker, what was my perspective about looking for a job? Anyone who gives me 70% hike, 100%, it doesn't matter what is a brand, how long the company is into existence. I'm not going to do a reference check. I'll just jump it. Today, what employees are doing differently, candidates are doing differently. They're relying a lot of data on the social media, trying to understand, is the company very, very employee friendly? Not say employee friendly, employee friendly, which means they are retaining people. They're not firing people. What is the level of projects? Today, people say the major reason why you're looking for a job change. Sir, sorry, there's no project. So they want to also see what is the future growth this company has got. So looking for a brand, they're looking for a project. They want to do a lot of reference check, or what we call the market intelligence, to understand is that the data which is an employer is talking about is true. So while it's talking about the validity part of the entire engagement. And most important thing, now people are getting an opportunity to work near to the workforce. So why should I go and jump? If I'm from Bihar, why should I go and work in Bangalore? I don't understand. Okay, if Bangalore is paying me 30% more, I'm also paying 30% more in terms of the accommodation cost and other things. So I would love to be very happy working in Patna, sitting in Patna and addressing my customer. I think today, if you see in any employee in the organization, what they are all worried about, or I would say very stressed, is the high level of taxation. With our Indian government, the way the taxation structure is there, one side you're increasing salaries by 25, 30, 40%, salaries are high. So moment you cross a 10 lakh threshold, you get in the next lakh salary. So people are looking for some uniformity. I would say more exemption in the tax package. That's the first expectation, from this budget. Second thing is that, people are looking for a perquisite tax, Today, if you talk about rule number 3, 2A of Income Tax Act, which talks about opposite tax, on the house, or talk about on the car, they're looking for, people are now 1,600 concept is pretty old. Now people are buying cars with 2000 cc, 2004 cc. SUVs generally come with 2000 cc and above. So people are looking for more tax break on that. Third, which I'm looking for, is the government of India should really encourage the major players to move from a highly congested cities, go towards tier 3 cities. This is going to help 3 ways. Once you go to tier 3 cities, they'll get a benefit in terms of tax, but other things what they wish happens, better infrastructure will be created. A lot of new people or skilled resources who are not able to go to the big cities like Mumbai, Pune, or Bangalore, or Delhi, they'll be able to work sitting in Patna. Just for example, Patna doesn't have a big IT setup. Don't you think don't have a talent? There's one talent sitting in front of me, the other talent sitting on the other side of the screen. So if I'm not getting an opportunity to work in Patna, why should I not go? So I think these are my major expectations from organization. I'll repeat once again: increase in the tax exemptions, maybe tax slabs to be more uniform and more direct taxation and indirect taxation. Talking about in terms of perquisite tax, abolition of perquisite tax, there should not be perquisite tax. Talking about fourth is incentive of companies to move from a tier 1 cities to tier 3 cities. And last not least, building infrastructure. This is very important. Today, at my age, I'm scared. If I go to Patna, will I get, Patna is a big city I'm talking about. Can I think of other cities of Bihar, like Chhapra, Siwan, or Gopalganj, talk about? Can I get the good medical care? If I get medical care, I will not even stay in Patna. I'll go and stay in Chhapra.